Renowned for her iconic beauty, Raquel Welch captivated audiences as one of Hollywood's most celebrated sex symbols of the 1960s and 1970s, often hailed as the successor to Marilyn Monroe. However, behind the glamorous facade lay a darker side of her persona, concealed from public view. Though she passed away a year ago, revelations from her daughter have shed light on Raquel's bad behavior within the confines of Hollywood. Join us as we delve into the untold stories of Raquel Welch's life, exploring the hidden truths that shaped her legacy. Let's get started. Before we delve right into Raquel Welch's daughter's revelations, it's important we have a good understanding of where it all started in Raquel's early life. Raquel Welch's early life. Raquel Welch was born Jo Raquel Tejada on September 5, 1940, in Chicago, Illinois. Her father, Armando Tejada Urquizo, was a Bolivian aeronautical engineer, and her mother, Josephine Sarah, was Irish-American. Welch recalls, "My mother came from a very well-educated family and was very straight-laced. My father had a strong Latin influence, very passionate, temperamental, and highly emotional." In 1942, Armando, who worked as an aerospace engineer at Consolidated Aircraft Corporation, was transferred to General Dynamics in San Diego. The family moved to a small stucco house in La Jolla, just 2 blocks from the beach. Within 2 years, Raquel gained a brother James and a sister Gail. Her parents later divorced, and Welch remembers her childhood home as being filled with tension due to her father's volatile nature. She found escape through ballet classes and spending her free time at the local movie theater, which she described as a transcendental experience that allowed her to invent another reality. Growing up in Chicago, her classmates had trouble pronouncing her name, so they called her Rocky. Welch studied ballet and drama as a child, winning beauty titles like Miss Photogenic and Miss Contour. While attending school, she was crowned Miss Fairest of the Fair at the San Diego County Fair. Although she initially wanted to become a ballerina, she gave up that dream when her trainer told her she didn't have the right body for ballet. In a 2018 interview with the Sunday Post, Raquel Welch shared that she worked hard at ballet until she was 17. By then she had grown quite a bit, and her instructor told her that she didn't have the right figure for ballet. Welch became a star cheerleader and a straight-A student, even serving as vice president of her senior class. She continued her dance lessons throughout high school and performed in school drama club productions. While other kids spent their free time at the beach, Welch was already focused on her career goals. So how did Raquel rise to become the woman we once celebrated? And what does her daughter have to say about her bad behavior? Keep watching to know more. Early romance and education. After marrying her high school sweetheart James Welch in 1959, Raquel Welch gave birth to their son Damon within a year. Despite her growing family, she continued pursuing a career in show business and became the weather girl at a San Diego TV station. However, the demands of her studies, family life, and TV job became overwhelming, leading her to drop out of college. By the time she had her daughter Tani, in December 1961, her marriage was already falling apart, and they divorced shortly after. She decided to keep her ex-husband's last name to downplay her Latin heritage. With her children, Welch moved to Dallas, where she modeled for Neiman Marcus and worked as a cocktail waitress. She hoped to start a stage career in New York and was working her way there. However, with only $200, she couldn't afford the move, so she returned to California. In Hollywood, she went to studios and talent agencies by bus and on foot, eventually landing small roles, including one in the 1964 Elvis Presley musical Roustabout, Early Career and Encounter with Patrick Curtis. Raquel Welch was determined not to be just eye candy in small roles. A chance meeting at a Sunset Boulevard cafe with a young Hollywood publicist named Patrick Curtis helped her pursue this goal. Curtis offered to manage her career and secured her a role in the 1965 teenage beach movie A Swingin' Summer. A critic from Variety noted, "It's hard to look away when she's in view." Her stunning looks soon made waves in Hollywood, leading to a screen test at 20th Century Fox for the James Coburn film Our Man Flint. Despite pressure from Fox executives to change her name to Debbie, she stuck with Raquel. Albert Cubby Broccoli, the producer of the James Bond series, wanted Welch as the next Bond girl. When Fox studio head Richard Zanuck heard about this offer, he quickly signed her to an exclusive contract. Her first significant role was in the 1966 sci-fi classic Fantastic Voyage. By the time Fantastic Voyage became a box office hit, Welch was already in England, working on what would become her breakout film, 1,000,000 Years BC, for the British horror studio Hammer. She tied the knot with publicist Patrick Curtis in Paris on February 14, 1967, Valentine's Day, but the marriage ended in divorce on January 6, 1972. Curtis later made claims to the tabloids alleging that Welch underwent an abortion during their marriage. Spanish media circulated reports that while filming 100 Rifles in Spain in 1968, Welch, still married to Curtis, had a relationship with Spanish actor Sancho Gracia, who had a minor role in the film. It was reported that Welch's husband, upon discovering the affair, pursued Gracia at gunpoint through the hotel where they were staying in Agua Dulce. Subsequent relationships included football player Joe Namath, producer Robert Evans, and comedian Freddie Prinze. On July 5, 1980, she exchanged vows with producer Andre Weinfeld in Cabo San Lucas. Unfortunately, in early February 1983, while vacationing in Mustique, Welch suffered a miscarriage 3 months into her pregnancy, and her marriage to Weinfeld ended in August 1990. In 1996, after maintaining a low romantic profile for several years, she dated former British boxing champion Gary Stretch, who was younger than both of Welch's children. Welch then married Richie Palmer, co-owner of Mulberry Street Pizzeria, on July 17, 1999, at her Beverly Hills home. However, the couple separated in August 2003 and finalized their divorce a year later. In 2011, Welch disclosed to Elle magazine that she had no plans to remarry. Her last publicly known relationship during the early to mid-2010s was with American Idol producer Nigel Lythgoe. Rise to fame, Raquel Welch's big break came with the 1966 film 1,000,000 Years BC, a remake of a 1940 Stone Age fantasy. Her role and a best-selling poster of her in a skimpy doeskin bikini established her as a unique pin-up girl, and an international sex symbol at 5'6". Welch quickly rose to fame, but she soon realized that being a sex symbol wasn't what she had envisioned. Despite her many ideas and ambitions, no one in Hollywood seemed interested in her input. Welch disagreed with the notion that she had no say in her public image. In 1967, she and her children moved to Europe with Patrick Curtis, where she landed film roles across the continent. When she returned to the United States, Fox cast her alongside some of Hollywood's top actors, including James Stewart and Dean Martin in The Western Bandolero, and Frank Sinatra in The Detective Mystery Lady in Cement. In 1969, Welch starred with football star-turned-actor Jim Brown in the controversial Western 100 Rifles, which featured the first interracial love scene in a major motion picture. However, her career took a hit in 1970 when she played a transsexual aiming to conquer Hollywood in Myra Breckinridge, a film that was both a box office and critical failure. Looking for a new direction, Welch and her husband produced her next film, Hanny Calder, but it did not achieve the desired box office success. In her debut leading role, Raquel Welch starred in the British spy film Fathom, shot in Spain for 20th Century Fox. Despite initial skepticism about her acting abilities, Welch dedicated herself to improvement, diligently reviewing daily footage and gradually honing her skills. Second unit director Peter Medic, impressed by her earnestness and striking physique, predicted her success despite early doubts from others. Reflecting on her role, Welch likened it to being a blown-up Barbie doll. Despite her extensive exposure, Raquel Welch never had a long-term big-screen career. She started in films in 1964 with small roles in A House Is Not a Home and Elvis Presley's Roustabout. The following year, she had a brief appearance in A Swingin' Summer. Welch was contracted to Fox for 4 films, producing 1 annually, and alongside her husband Patrick Curtis, established their own production company, Cutwell, though Fox offered her a role in Valley of the Dolls. Welch insisted on playing Neely O'Hara instead of Jennifer, a part ultimately given to Patty Duke, while Sharon Tate portrayed Jennifer North. Welch also did a lot of modeling to make ends meet and became the billboard girl on TV's Hollywood Palace in 1964. Over the years, she appeared in dozens of films and had a contract with 20th Century Fox. Her co-starring role in the hit movie Fantastic Voyage and the British-made prehistoric saga 1,000,000 Years BC, promoted with a famous poster, made her a household name. Despite her screen presence and sense of humor, many focused more on her skimpy costumes and bikinis than on her acting abilities. In the 1980s, Welch launched a cabaret act, took it to Broadway, and won the lead in the musical Woman of the Year. She is particularly proud of the TV movie The Legend of Walks Far Woman, where she played an Indian woman at different stages of her life. Although it was filmed in 1979, it didn't air until 1992. Since then, she has starred in other TV films like 1997's Right to Die and 1998's Scandal in a Small Town in Trouble in Paradise. Welch has also capitalized on her figure with a series of best-selling exercise videos and fitness books, subsequent project in later years. In 1987, Welch starred in the television drama Right to Die, playing a college professor and mother of two battling Lou Gehrig's disease, advocating for the right to die with dignity. This role earned her a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress. Following this, Welch appeared in several made-for-television films including Scandal in a Small Town, Trouble in Paradise, and Torch Song. She made a guest appearance on Lois and Clark, The New Adventures of Superman in 1995, playing a television reporter and assassin threatening to expose Superman's secret identity in the episode Top Copy. In 1996, Welch joined the cast of the nighttime soap opera Central Park West, stepping in as the show faced cancellation, in an effort to boost ratings. She also guest starred on the American comedy series Sabrina the Teenage Witch in 1997, portraying Sabrina's eccentric Aunt Vesta from the Pleasure Dome realm. In 1997, Raquel Welch appeared in the Season 8 finale of the comedy series Seinfeld, titled The Summer of George. She portrayed an exaggerated and highly temperamental version of herself. In the episode, ranked among the top 10 by Zap2It series character Kramer has to fire Welch from the lead role in a fictional Tony Award-winning musical called Scarsdale Surprise. Additionally, the character Elaine gets into a catfight with Welch after a chance encounter on the street. Entertainment Weekly praised Welch's performance, noting that she humorously poked fun at her reputation for being difficult to work with. In 2002, Welch co-starred in the PBS series American Family, which centered on a Mexican-American family in East Los Angeles, alongside Edward James Olmos. Her role as Aunt Dora, described as the drama queen of the family, marked the first time in her 40-year career that Welch openly acknowledged her Latina heritage. In 2008, Welch appeared in Welcome to the Captain on CBS portraying a sultry actress and, according to one critic, humorously spoofing herself. She made guest appearances on CSI Miami in 2012 and played Aunt Lucia in the 2013 Lifetime original movie House of Versace. In 2015, she portrayed Miss Sally Mae Anderson in the television drama The Ultimate Legacy. Welch played the mother-in-law of Barry Watson's character in a Canadian sitcom titled Date My Dad in 2017. This role reunited her with Robert Wagner on screen, marking 5 decades since they starred together in the biggest bundle of them all. In 1994, Welch made a cameo appearance in Naked Gun 33+1/3, The Final Insult, during a scene where Leslie Nielsen's character disrupts the Academy Awards. She had a cameo in the comedy Legally Blonde, appearing as a wealthy ex-wife in court, alongside Reese Witherspoon. That same year, Welch appeared in Tortilla Soup, a family comedy drama portraying Hortensia, a domineering mother determined to marry a master chef who fears he's losing his senses of smell and taste. Welch starred in Forget About It 2006, a mobster comedy where Burt Reynolds, Robert Loggia, and Charles Durning vie for her affection. She also played a single billionaire grandmother in the romantic comedy How to Be a Latin Lover. In December 1972, Welch marked her nightclub debut at the Las Vegas Hilton with her performance preceding Elvis Presley's. Over the next decade, she expanded her nightclub act to various venues and starred in television specials showcasing her singing and dancing talents. In 1988, she released the dance single "This Girl's Back in Town," which reached number 29 on Billboard's Dance Club chart, accompanied by a music video. In December 1981, Welch graced Broadway and Woman of the Year for 2 weeks, stepping into the title role while Lauren Bacall was on vacation. Critics lauded Welch's performance so much that she was invited back to portray the role for an additional 6 months in 1982. In 1997, Welch took to the Broadway stage again in Victor Victoria, following in the footsteps of Julie Andrews and Liza Minnelli in the title role. Although theater critic Jamie Portman found Welch's glamour made her portrayal scarcely believable as the vulnerable Victoria, and entirely unbelievable as the swaggering, tuxedoed Victor, he commended her courage for tackling the challenging role in the misbegotten musical version of Victor Victoria. Effective typecasting and Raquel's take on being a sex symbol. There's no denying that Raquel Welch was the biggest Hollywood sex symbol of the 1960s. She skyrocketed to fame with movies like 1,000,000 Years BC, where she wore a fur bikini, and the British spy comedy Fathom. Welch broke away from the blonde bombshell image of the 1950s, epitomized by Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield, and introduced a new kind of sexy that captivated moviegoers, celebrity watchers, and studio executives eager to cast her. Her role as Luana in 1,000,000 Years BC electrified audiences worldwide. The iconic image of her standing in a desolate landscape wearing a prehistoric bikini became ingrained in pop culture. Raquel quickly became one of the most popular women of the 1960s, and that unforgettable image followed her throughout her career. At the height of her fame in the 1960s and 70s, Raquel Welch was the most photographed woman in the world. Her image appeared on countless posters, magazines, and billboards globally. She was the ultimate fantasy woman, admired by men everywhere for her stunning figure and bikini poses. However, Raquel's legendary physique also proved to be a challenge. She has often expressed that she never embraced the sex symbol label, despite her public image. Being a sex symbol was like being a convict. I was locked into this image and couldn't get out, she shared with the media. My family was very conservative and I had a traditional upbringing. I wasn't raised to be a sex symbol, nor is it in my nature to be one. The whole sex symbol thing is part of what I do as an actress. It's a character I play. It's part of me, but not the whole me. Although Welch posed for Playboy in 1979, she never participated in a fully nude photo shoot. Hugh Hefner, the founder of Playboy, later commented, "Raquel Welch, one of the last icons of classic sex appeal, hailed from an era where you could captivate as the world's sexiest woman without bearing at all. She opted against full nudity, and I respected her decision." The photos speak for themselves. Throughout her illustrious 5-decade career, Welch consistently declined roles requiring complete nudity or explicit scenes, citing her upbringing as the reason. In 2014, during an appearance on The O'Reilly Factor, Welch described herself as leaning towards conservatism, attributing it to her Midwestern upbringing instilled by her mother. During the Vietnam War, Welch demonstrated her support for the troops by participating in United Service Organization shows, often alongside Bob Hope, Legal Battle, and Ultimate Win. In 1981, Raquel Welch found herself unexpectedly at the forefront of the fight for actors' rights. While filming MGM's Cannery Row, the 40-year-old actress was suddenly fired from her lead role opposite Nick Nolte. MGM claimed Welch violated her $250,000 pay-or-play contract by insisting on doing her hair and makeup at home instead of on set. The studio also claimed that she violated her contract by refusing early morning rehearsals and replaced her with Deborah Winger, who was 15 years younger, to play the role of the hooker with a heart of gold. Initially, Welch considered accepting the change if offered another role, but MGM declined. Feeling wronged, Welch filed a $24 million breach of contract lawsuit. During the trial, studio executives testified that Welch was pursuing the case because as an actress over 40, she believed it was challenging to secure roles. The trial drew attention with Welch represented by prominent attorney Edward Mosk. Mosk argued that the case exemplified corporate arrogance, with MGM disregarding the well-being of individuals. MGM's defense claimed Welch was temperamental and uncooperative. The jury ruled in Welch's favor, and she celebrated by raising both fists in the air. 7 years later, an appeals court upheld the ruling, awarding Welch $10 million, $20 million today, including $8 million in punitive damages for bad faith discharge. Despite winning the case, Welch expressed regret over the incident, stating, "Unfortunately, she faced industry backlash and experienced a setback in her film career on the big screen afterward." Raquel Welch not only maintained her stunning appearance but also avoided the pitfalls that many Hollywood bombshells encounter. She reinvented herself as a successful businesswoman, creating a popular line of signature wigs. The Raquel Welch Total Beauty and Fitness Program book and videos were initially launched in 1984. The book, co-authored by Welch with photographs by Andre Weinfeld, offers a hatha yoga fitness regimen, insights into healthy living and nutrition, as well as tips on beauty and personal style. The fitness and yoga videos, part of the multi-platinum collection, were produced and directed by Andre Weinfeld. Welch found success as a businesswoman with her signature line of wigs, while her ventures into jewelry and skincare didn't match the triumph of her wig collection, Harrowwear. In January 2007, Welch was chosen as the newest face of the MAC Cosmetics Beauty Icon series. Her line showcases several limited edition makeup shades packaged in glossy black and tiger print designs. The tiger print theme honors Welch's feline and sensuous image, described as strong and wild, yet sultry and exotic. Welch's personal beauty regimen involves abstaining from alcohol and tobacco, practicing daily yoga, and moisturizing with bag balm. Raquel's bad behavior. Apart from her renowned sexy physique, Raquel also gained notoriety for being one of the most challenging actresses in Hollywood. Stories of her temperamental behavior, unprofessional attitude, and lack of respect towards others on film sets have become legendary and followed her throughout her career. She's often labeled as one of the industry's biggest divas, with numerous tales and gossip circulating about her conduct. Curiosity led us to explore how Raquel acquired this negative reputation, particularly focusing on incidents during the production of Myra Breckinridge. However, it's important to acknowledge that there are always multiple perspectives to consider. In a 1985 interview with Barbara Walters, Raquel addressed the issue, stating, "You have a reputation for being difficult." She responded, "Not really in some circumstances, but not everywhere." Why? Well, why does anybody? You can't please everybody all the time. I think there are quite a number of people I do please, and I'm very much a perfectionist and quite demanding, but I'm worth it. It's reasonable to speculate that she may have been unfairly labeled as difficult for being outspoken and resisting being pigeonholed as just a sexy bombshell. Instead, she likely desired more control over her image and career direction. Death, legacy, and awards. On February 15, 2023, Raquel Welch passed away from cardiac arrest at her residence in Los Angeles at the age of 82. She was also battling Alzheimer's disease at the time of her death. Welch played a significant role in shaping the feminine ideal in America. Her captivating beauty and sensuality defined the sex symbol of the 1960s and 1970s, contrasting with the traditional blonde bombshell image epitomized by stars like Marilyn Monroe and Jane Mansfield in the late 1950s. Emerging as a star in the mid-1960s, Welch captivated audiences with her exotic looks, brunette hair, and alluring charisma. Her numerous publicity photos contributed to her iconic image, influencing fashion trends of the 1960s and 1970s, including popularizing big hair. Welch's cultural impact extended beyond film and fashion. She was immortalized in various songs including Shel Silverstein's Raquel Welch and Loretta Lynn's One's on the Way. Additionally, her name was referenced in the theme song of the TV series The Fall Guy and Al Jarreau's Grammy-winning song Love Is Real, where Jarreau sings Raquel and Redford are the tops. In the 1994 movie The Shawshank Redemption, the poster adorning Andy Dufresne's prison cell wall during his escape featured Welch's iconic pinup image from 1 million years BC. Welch's achievements in the entertainment industry include winning a Golden Globe Award for Best Motion Picture Actress in a musical or comedy for her role in The Three Musketeers in 1975. She also received a Golden Globe nomination for her performance in the television drama Right to Die in 1987. In 1996, Welch was honored with a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, located at 721 Hollywood Boulevard. Her positive portrayal of Americans of Latin heritage throughout her career led to her receiving the Imogen Foundation Lifetime Achievement Award in 2001. In recognition of her contributions to cinema, the Film Society of Lincoln Center hosted a special retrospective of Welch's films at the Walter Reed Theater in 2012. Raquel Welch's daughter, Tawny. In the 80s and 90s, Tawny Welch made a splash in Hollywood with notable roles in films like Cocoon and its sequel, The Return. Since then, she has continued her acting career, starring in various projects including the 1996 film I Shot Andy Warhol. While Tawny's later roles didn't quite reach the same level of fame as her earlier work, she also delved into modeling, appearing in prestigious magazines like Vogue, Marie Claire, and Interview. Despite not attaining the same bombshell status as her mother, Tawny followed in her footsteps by posing for Playboy in November 1995, mirroring her mother's appearance in the magazine in 1979. While Tawny remained active in the entertainment industry during the 80s and 90s, she has been more selective about her roles in recent years. Her sole credit after 1999 is her part in the 2016 sci-fi/thriller To Lava to Lantala, a sequel to 2015's Lava Lantala. In this TV movie, Tawny portrays herself alongside Steve Guttenberg, with whom she first collaborated on Cocoon in 1985. While Raquel Welch continued to attract attention from the paparazzi until her passing, Tawny's sightings are relatively infrequent these days, and there's little information available regarding how she's spending her time since stepping away from the movie industry. In the early 1990s, Welch was romantically linked to her I Shot Andy Warhol co-star Jared Harris, but her current relationship status remains undisclosed. So what's she been doing lately? Tawny Welch was born on December 26, 1961, during the peak of Raquel Welch's rising career. Raquel gained acclaim for her roles in the 1966 films Fantastic Voyage and 1,000,000 Years BC. The latter marked a significant milestone for Raquel, portraying a cavewoman in a fur bikini and swiftly captivating media attention. However, juggling motherhood and a thriving career was challenging. In an interview with Oprah Winfrey, Raquel opened up about the struggles of being a mother in show business. She shared, "When I'm jet-setting around the globe, living up to the sex symbol image and managing a booming film career, I couldn't always be there for my children when I wanted to be. Eventually, I realized this was taking a toll on my kids. I was utterly exhausted, lost in identity." Nevertheless, she made concerted efforts over time to mend her relationship with her children. She recounted taking proactive steps to foster a closer bond, which proved beneficial. Raquel expressed to Oprah, "Gradually, any disappointments or doubts they had about me faded away." Raquel Welch has frequently emphasized the strong connection she shares with her children, Damon and Tawny. In a passage from her memoir Beyond the Cleavage, she reflected, "Thankfully, my children and I share a strong bond, and they continue to bring me immense joy. My son Damon pursued a career as a computer consultant engineer, while my daughter Tawny found success as an actress, notably recognized for her role in Cocoon." Referring to her children as a source of pride and optimism in the book, she added, "Now, if only they'd bless me with grandchildren, my life would feel complete. That's a dream I can only hope they'll make a reality." Raquel's wish to become a grandparent remained unfulfilled, as neither Damon nor Tawny had children of their own. However, Damon did have a daughter-in-law for a period. In 1990, Damon married Rebecca Truman, the daughter of the renowned British cricketer Fred Truman. Their marriage ended after 2 years. On the other hand, Tawny never married. Alongside her romantic involvement with Jared Harris, she also dated actor Luca Palanca in the 90s. Tawny worked at Palanca's family restaurant, Joe and Joe's Pizzeria, where she met Palanca. So what are your thoughts on Raquel Welch's life and legacy? What do you also think of her children? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you found this video enlightening and enjoyable. To know more about your favorite celebrities, tap on the link that pops up on your screen. See you there.